Being good is about knowing how good you aren't. And so my little guy over here, he reacts and he says, "What?" Look, I'm not about to tell you to walk around thinking about how good you're not, okay? That's not the point of this. The point of this is, this goes along with one of my other things I talk about, which is the essence of being good is just to never really suck at what you do. If you're fairly consistent, you're going to be pretty good. You're going to be perceived that way, and you're going to actually be pretty good. Most players of most sports aren't that good because they aren't that consistent. This has to do with consistency. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is more about the decisions you will make as you play your sport, not so much that you aren't good. So let's try this. Let's say you're trying to win a spot on a team. Like you're on the team and you don't start yet, or you're trying out. It doesn't matter. You're trying to win a spot on a team or as a starter. So let's say you are a hitter and you feel like you have to be better than the other hitters in order to get the spot instead of them. And you're right. I mean, coaches take or start people that are the best at what they do over people that aren't. But you can't magically just do things that you've never done or do things consistently that you've never done consistently just because you wanna. And it's a bad decision to bite off more than you can chew or to try things that are too difficult for you now when you should just be consistent. So the difference between young people or people aren't as good as, say, older, more experienced people, the more experienced people know how good they're not. They know what not to attempt to do. It's not that, like when you're younger, you're looking at, what do I have to do? What do I have to do to beat those guys? That's not what older, more experienced people are doing. They're saying, what shouldn't I do so I remain consistent? Okay, so decisions is the whole thing that we're talking about here. Now, making those decisions while you're playing, you should be taking mental stats. So you aren't always going to make the same decisions to stay consistent. So because when you're playing, some days you're better than others. And that's being human. That's not like you're a bad person because you did that. It's just normal. So if you're having a good day, you might take a few extra risks. You might decide to go ahead and shoot towards a little better. If you're having a bad day, you know you shouldn't be doing some of the things that you're normally sketchy on. Your decisions will waver from day to day because you'll keep track of how you've been doing. Have I been missing a lot of hits? It's time to back off. Apparently today, or at least right now, I'm not that good. I know how good I'm not. So I know what level to take my risk to when I make my decisions on hitting. Also involved in those decisions are the situation. So we've all seen last second plays. If you watch basketball at all, people take crazy shots at the end of halves and games because there's no reason not to. In other words, you're going to run out of time in 2 seconds. It doesn't matter if you're not past half court yet. You should shoot the ball because nobody's going to shoot it if you don't. So the situation may tell you not to do some things or may tell you to do some things, but these are the things that alter your decision-making process. So as you get better, what you'll do is you'll make better decisions knowing how good you are and how good you aren't. Affecting how good you are on any given day is how you're doing. You'll pay attention, am I missing or making the things that I need to do? And the situation. Hey, if I beat this guy right now, I know I'll get that spot. Maybe you take a few extra risks. Maybe you back off and you're just consistent because your consistent is better than his consistent. You'll have to keep track of that situation and your own stats on your own. But ladies and gentlemen, the decisions, the things you choose to do, being good is decisions. And most of those decisions are based on how good you're not how good you are. So, the next time you're trying to get something that you want, stay consistent. And stay consistent by not biting off more than you can chew, by making good decisions based on how good you are or aren't at that particular skill on that particular day. Good luck.